is the difference between the words have and have got? We've seen this structure more than we've seen this word. I call this a structure because this is two words that are combined. This means possess something. Possess a pen, possess a car, possess a store, possess a house, and so on. Okay? This means possess something. So why do we have two words that mean possess in the same sentence? This is what we teach early on at school here in Poland and in all the English-speaking countries of the world, except America, of course. This is how we teach the kids to say certain words, certain sentences. We say this is part of a sentence that means possess. Yet, usually in the English language, in the English grammar, we know that a sentence has to have a structure, has to have some rules. The rules usually tell us, when we start talking about times, tenses, when we start talking about certain formations of the words in a sentence, we usually say there has to be one main verb, and then you can have a helping verb. This is not a helping verb. And they say this is the main verb, and this means nothing. How can two words that mean almost the same thing mean nothing? The English people, obviously, this language belongs to them. So, all due respect, obviously, kind of messed it up. Why complicate a language that's already difficult to learn with all the tenses and so on? Why complicate a sentence just to add rhythm? They say, what do I mean by rhythm? They say, well, the reason we put got in there is because we want rhythm. We want rhythm. Why do we want to put rhythm in a sentence where the sentence is just supposed to make sense? It's supposed to be easy. We're learning to communicate. We're not learning to find rhythm in a sentence. We're not poets, songwriters. We're people that want to learn a language. Normal people that want to leave the country and learn the language and then communicate with somebody appropriately. Americans say have, and that's it. I have a brother. I have two brothers. Not, I have got two brothers. It doesn't make sense to me. Why am I talking about this? I would be kind of lenient to the fact that the English have their own little style, and by right, because it's their language, they could go ahead and add some complicated things to it. The reason I'm mentioning this because all too often I hear English people saying, hey, you're American, you ruin our language. You don't deserve to be speaking our language. No, I think we do. I think we simplified it for you. And if you apply it to your everyday life, I think you'd have a simpler life. Why be so serious? Simple, complicated. This makes sense. This doesn't. How do you explain this to a kid who's learning a language? And then all of a sudden he's learning different grammar parts, and yet here we're talking about tenses, and we have a helping verb, and then we have a main verb, and then all of a sudden they go, but if during tenses, if we're learning about tenses, we have a certain structure we have to follow, where there only could be one verb. There could be a helping verb before that verb, let's say. Why did we learn that we have to say have got where we use two main verbs? Or one verb didn't even mean nothing? Why say the same thing over and over again? It's like I would say, I have two brothers. Doesn't make sense. So, it's all up to the viewers, you, to decide which form you want to use. If you got so used to have got, fine. If you want to use have without got, don't let no Englishman tell you you are communicating in the wrong way. That's it for today. Thank you. I'm waiting for some comments, good and bad, positive and negative. I'm willing to answer every single comment, so feel free to write. Thank you. That's it for today.